Hello, it's good to see you again. Today we are going to work on another national exam. And you know that the national exam has 3 sections: comprehension, language and writing. Again, today we are going to start by the first section, which is comprehension. So now, I'm going to show you again how to work on language, or how you can deal with language exercises. So first, let's have a look at the text and then the exercises. But before we look at the text, I want you to have a look at this, which is part of the text. This is a picture, and this is a picture of an infant incubator. And actually, this is what the text is about, okay? So this is the text. In the text we have let me see, 6 paragraphs, okay? So as you can see, this is our text. Now let's go and have a look at the exercises. So exercise A. Are these statements true or false? Justify, okay? So again, in this exercise, you have to write true or false and then justify. You need to go to the text. And as I said before in other classes, that the answers to these statements, they follow a certain logic, which means that once you answer the first statement in the text, you don't need to read the text from the beginning, which means again that the answer to this one should be in a different paragraph. Let's say that the answer to this one is in the first paragraph. This one should be in a different paragraph. Can be the second, third, etc. So number 1, to get an incubator from Coaster, poor families have to pay. So now let's see first whether this statement is true or false. We need to go to the text, okay? So this is our text, and I want you to look at this, okay? Paragraph 1. Okay, so when she was born prematurely, Mariama was just 1.2 kilograms. Now she is still underweight. She is one of hundreds of premature babies born in Indonesia, benefiting from the work of Professor Coaster, who is building incubators and lending them for free to low-income families. Now, I want you to focus on, the ones I underlined here. What do you think? Do you think that this statement is true or false? Do you think that poor families need to pay to get this incubator? Well, okay, and I want you to think about it, okay, before we get to the answer. The statement is actually false, okay? Well, poor families, they don't need to pay for it, okay? And as you can see here, Dr. Coaster gives it to poor families just for free. So now let's see statement number 2, and I want you to look at the answer, okay? It's here. For its first, as I said, you need to state whether the statement is true or false, and then you write the justification. And you don't need to copy everything from the paragraph, okay? Try to be brief. Number 2, Coaster used his own resources to finance his project. So let's see if this statement is true or false. Okay. Okay, so what do you think? Well, I'm going to read paragraph number 3, and just to save time, I want you to, we are going to start reading from here, okay? Okay, to fund. So to fund his scheme, he looked for individuals willing to donate about $260 each, the cost of making one incubator. So what do you think? Did Dr. Coaster have to pay? Okay, it means, did he have to finance himself? Okay, pay from his own pocket, What do you think just from this paragraph, huh? Well, the statement again is false, okay? So he did not have to, to pay, money from his own pocket. Well, he looked for donators, okay? People willing to give money, to make these incubators. Now let's go to, okay, number 3, okay? As you can see here, so false, and then the justification. Number 3, Mariama's parents received the incubator when she was at the hospital. Again, we need to go to the text to see if this statement is true or false. Okay? And I want you to, focus. Okay, we're going to start reading from here, okay? After. So after 7 weeks, when the baby was still 1.5 kilos, doctors said Mariama could no longer stay in the hospital as her condition had stabilized. Okay, so now what do you think? Do you think the statement is true or false? Okay, well, remember, and I want you to think about it before we get to the answer. Well, the statement is actually false. Okay, Mariama had to leave the hospital, and she got the incubator when she left the hospital, when she was at home. Okay, so let's see. So these are the answers. And again, remember to write true or false and then justify. For number 3, okay, so here we have false. Doctors said Mariama could no longer stay in the hospital, etc. Now, next exercise, exercise B. Answer these questions. Number 1, according to WHO, okay, which is the World Health Organization, what is the main cause behind the death of children under 5? Well, again, in this exercise, and as I said before, okay, in the previous exercise, here, you need to read the text, of course, to be able to do this exercise. And, just to save time, as I said before, once you answer the first question, don't read the text from the beginning. You just continue from where you stop, okay? So let's see how, and I'm going to show you this in the text. So according to WHO, what is the main cause behind the death of children under 5? Okay, so let's go again to the text. Okay, and okay. So we are going to read this paragraph number 2. Okay, the World Health Organization, which is the acronym is WHO, says that premature birth complications are the main cause of death among children under 5. So now, what do you think is the main cause of, premature babies? Okay, premature babies means babies who are born before, the length of pregnancy is completed. Okay, so what do you think? What is the main cause here? Okay, and as you can see, I underlined the answer for you. The main cause is premature birth complications. Okay, it means complications mean, illnesses that affect premature babies. Okay, now let's have a look at question number 2. Okay, so for question number 1, we said that the main cause is this, premature birth complications. Number 2, how did Professor Coaster become interested in incubators? Again, we need to go back to the text. Okay, so we said once we answer this question, you don't need to read the text from the beginning. So this is what we are going to do. Okay, so and I think we are going to start reading from, okay, yeah, from paragraph number 3. And I want you to spot the answer before I give you, the correction. So Kosa, who works at the University of Indonesia, started his lending scheme in 2012, using his technical expertise to build ultralight portable incubators. His interest in incubators began when he fixed one of the devices for a pediatrician. So what do you think? What is the answer to question number 2? Where did his interest in making incubators come from? Well, it's here. His interest in incubators began when he fixed one of the devices for a pediatrician. Remember before I told you that once you answer the first question, for example, the first question was here in paragraph number 2. Now, we don't need to read again from the beginning of the text. You just continue reading from here. For example, you stop here and then you continue reading. This way you will save a lot of time. Okay, question number 3. So we said, so this is question number 1, 2, and 3. Remember again, try to keep your answers brief and to the point. Don't copy everything from the paragraph. Number 3, how did Mariama's father know about the incubator lending service? What do you think? How did he learn about this service? So there is a service to get the incubator. How did he know? So now let's go again to the text. Okay, and I want you to start reading from here, from paragraph number 6. After asking around, the father found about the incubator lending service from a friend. I sent a text message and the response was very fast. After a few minutes, the operator and etc. So what do you think? How did he learn about this service, the incubator lending service? As you can see here, well, what do you think? Okay, he learned about it from a friend, and that was after asking around. Okay, so let's have a look at the answers here. Okay, so so these are the answers. Now let's move on to the next exercise. And as I said before, try to keep your answers brief. Okay, use the available space. Now, exercise C. Complete these sentences with information from the text. To keep premature babies warm, doctors do something. Okay. Well, in this exercise, again, you need to go to the text and find the answer, and probably you can use your own words. Here we have 2 options. You can use your own words, or you can just copy from the text if the answer fits. So let's see. Let's go back to the text. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, we are going to start reading from there, from babies. Okay, so babies who are born early need incubators to keep them warm and protect them from infections. So what do you think? Okay, so to keep babies warm, what do we need here? Well, we need what? We need this device. We need incubators. Okay, now let's move on to the next. Okay. So, as you can see here, to keep premature babies warm, doctors use incubators. Next statement. To get an incubator, people need to send what? Okay, so I want to get an incubator. I am in need of this incubator and I need something. So I need to do something. people need to send, and again we need to go to the text. Okay. And I want you to have a look here at paragraph number 4. People requiring an incubator send a text message to a special number and a volunteer brings one for them. Well, what do you think? Okay. For example, if you want to get an incubator, what do you need? Well, you need to send a text message to a special number. Now, let's move on to the next statement. So here we said to get an incubator, people need to send a text message to a special number. When Mariama's health condition got better, doctors, okay, what do you think? So Mariama's health condition got better. Doctors told her family to do something, okay? So now let's have a look at the text and see. Okay, so, and I want you to, start reading from here, after. So after 7 weeks, when the baby was still 1.5 kilos, doctors said Mariama could no longer stay in the hospital as her condition had stabilized. Well, as you can see here, when Mariama's health condition got better, well, the doctors asked her to leave, okay? Because she was, she was in a healthy condition. So now let's move on to the next exercise. Okay, so as I said, when Mariama's health condition got better, doctors said she had to leave. Now, exercise D, fill in the charts with the right information from the text. Here we have, as you can see, figures, which means a number. And there, okay, we have what it refers to in the text. We have these numbers in the text, and they refer to something. And again, we need to go back to the text to see what they refer to. And here, as you can see, we have 2.4 in the text. It refers to Mariama's weight now. Okay, so we have, remember, 180 and 1,500. Okay, so we are going to start reading from here. Okay, so that you see the big picture. The service began in the capital Jakarta and has now expanded to an additional 48 cities and will be extended to 300 cities. Coaster has so far built 180 incubators. Of course, you don't need to read this. You can just go straight to the number and see what it refers to. 180 incubators. Well, it's, as you can see, it refers to incubators. Excellent. Now, the second number we have here, we have 1,500 babies. Okay. As you can see here, 1,500 refers to what? It refers to babies. Now, let's move on to the next exercise. And as I said before, again, you don't need to read the text. You just go straight to the number and see what it refers to. Okay. So, for example, here again, so 180 refers to incubators, 1,500 refers to babies. Now, exercise E. What do the underlined words in the text refer to? We have he, paragraph number 3, the baby, paragraph number 5. Well, here you need to go back to, you need to look at what comes before, okay? The sentences that come before. So we have here paragraph number 3 and the baby, paragraph number 5. So again, we need to go to the text. Okay, so the first one here we have is he. Okay, and I said we need to read what comes before. So Costa, who works at the University of Indonesia, okay, started his lending scheme in 2012, okay, using his technical expertise to build ultralight portable incubators. His interest in incubators began when he fixed one of the devices for a pediatrician and then learned how to construct them himself. To fund his scheme, what do you think? What does he refer to here? Well, as you can see, he refers to the only man mentioned in this paragraph. Okay, refers to our friend Costa. Next one we have the baby. The baby. So what do you think? The baby, what does it refer to? Which baby are we talking about here? And which baby we have been talking about in the text? Okay, again, you need to read what comes before. Okay, so let's start reading from here. Okay, Mariama's mother underwent a cesarean section in February when she was almost 8 months pregnant due to high blood pressure. After 7 weeks, when the baby was still 1.5 kilos. So now this baby refers to what? What do you think? It refers to the only girl mentioned again in the paragraph, the only baby, which is Maryama. Now the last exercise okay, so the last exercise is this. Find in the text words or phrases which mean almost the same as. Okay, so we need to find the synonyms of these two words. Find money for, paragraph number 3, and answer paragraph number 6. In this exercise, you need to use the context. Okay, why the context? So that you limit the number of options you have to get the answer. So here we have find money for. Okay, so find money for is a verb. Okay, so what we're looking for is a verb. So we are going to go to paragraph number 3 and we need to find a verb, as I said. Here we have answer, paragraph number 6. So answer here is a noun. So in the text, we need to find a noun as well. So let's see, let's go to paragraph number 3 and number 6. So here is paragraph number 3, okay, and we said we need to find a word which means to find money for. Okay, so what do you think? So let's read. Okay, so and I want you to to focus on the verbs mentioned in the text. For example, so let's start reading. So Costa, who works at the University of Indonesia, started his lending. So we have started, verb number 1. No, this one is in the simple past, I'm sorry. Okay, so started his lending scheme in 2012, using his technical expertise to build. So to build is verb number 1. Ultra-wide portable incubators. His interest in incubators began when he fixed one of the devices for a pediatrician and then learned how to construct them himself. To fund his scheme, he looked for, etc. So here we have two verbs. We have to build and we have to fund. So which one means here to find money for? Well, of course, so we need to use the context. Okay, to build, ultra light, to build. Does it mean to find money for? Well, the answer is no. To fund his scheme, okay, it means to try to find money. Yes, this is what we are looking for. So to find money for means to fund. The next one is answer, paragraph number 6. Okay. I think it's number 6, yeah, okay. So after asking around, the father found about the incubator lending service from a friend. I sent a text message and the response was very fast. After a few minutes, the operator got in touch with me and said that the incubator can be etc. Now, which one means here answer? Well, it's response, okay? Answer, response. Send a text message and the response and the answer, okay? So here we said to find money for means to fund, and to answer means response. Well, that's all for today. Remember that today we worked on comprehension. Next time we will move on to the second section, which is language.